Smells like shit. Yeah, it smells already. You can smell the dead animals, decomposing corpses. When you walk past a butcher after you've been to a slaughterhouse, you can smell the exact same smell, but without the putrefying flesh aspect, but it's raw, cut up corpses. That's what a butcher is. How's it going, mate?
Oh, good. You all right? Good to see you, mate.
Good to see you.
How you doing? You good?
Hello, how are you going? Affairs? All right, so here we are at ABP Yetminster. This is a sheep slaughterhouse. It's getting close to Easter. A lot of sheep, young lambs are being dropped off here. Quite a large company, actually. All right, let's go and have a look, shall we? Let's go around here to the staff entry. So that must be their office. Morning, lads. How you going?
Yeah.
Good? Just like that staff access here. You can probably guess where the kill floor is. We have to fly the drone over soon, have a better look. See what's going on. Maybe this guy here's going to talk to me. Hey mate, how are you? Who are you? Who are you? Are you just a worker? Are you the boss here? Are you the boss here?
Doesn't matter who I am.
Yeah, it does. It does matter who you are. You're barking orders, so tell me who you are.
Because this is.
Are you the police?
I can get them.
Oh, if you go grab them. Yeah, oh mate, you think I care? Don't bark orders at me and not tell me who you are. Are you the police, are you? Are you going to punch me, are you? Wow, aggression straight away. What's your name, buddy? How about we put your little face on YouTube? Hey? See how smart you are then? Yeah. Look at me like that again, buddy. That with aggression and anger, aggression straight away. This here, come, bring the camera here. Bring the camera here. Private properties. They've got a sign starting here. I'm standing here, all right? I'm standing here. So already he's looking at me like he's gonna fight me. He went like this, like trying to intimidate me. Absolute joker, man. Absolute joker. Here we go. Here we go.
Look, these are the victims. Look at that. Look at that.
Is it? Yeah, you want to get aggressive and start being, you want to assault people?
My property.
No, yeah. You better not, buddy. You better not, buddy. I'm not a pushover, am I? Call the police, and then they can keep you in order, can't they?
Nobody's keeping me.
Yeah. Are you a copper? Are you, mate? Are you the boss here?
I'm not your mate.
I'm not your fucking mate either.
I didn't
but
say mate, did I?
don't think you can boss me around.
You can't come on our
I can do whatever I want.
We've let you do your little
Listen,
protest. That's fine.
I'm not with them. I come by my own.
All right.
I come by myself.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We let you do your
if
thing.
you don't tell me who you are, maybe if you come up to me and said, hello, I'm the manager here. My name's Steve.
Why would I?
My name's John, because that's called respect. You come straight off the bat with listen.
Why don't you come and introduce yourselves? These guys
start,
did last time.
Hey,
These guys introduced themselves
I said,
properly.
how are you, mate?
Get onto our site.
Filmed it all.
No,
Said, hey, mate, how are you? Who are you? You started barking orders.
Excuse me.
Started barking
Private
orders.
property.
Yeah, listen, buddy. You start barking orders.
Not your buddy.
Okay, listen, dickhead. You started barking orders, getting all aggressive with me. Straight away, man, he started. If he's giving orders about getting off someone's private property and he's not the landowner, then that's why I'm asking, who are you? Because he could just be anyone telling me to move back or move off, and maybe the landowner's actually happy to have me on the property and I wasn't causing any problems until he started coming up barking orders and not telling me who he is, and then talking to me like I work for him or something like that. And then going, I'm not your mate, I'm not your buddy, and things like this. Already getting off on a bad foot. I was just trying to have a conversation with him, and then acting like I'm doing something wrong. He's saying, call the cops. It's like, yeah, call the cops down here. So then maybe you're acting within your kind of jurisdiction, mate. Because I'm not here to like trespass or anything. We're here to have a chat, here to see the animals. But if he's not going to tell me who he is, and like if he's the boss or my name's etc., I'm the landowner here, I've been asked to ask you to stay off of the land, nothing like that, then what reason do I have to listen to someone like him? What's the problem? outside the fence, outside the gate. I don't see what does he want me to stand on the side in the centre of the road. It's ridiculous. Here they say on this camera use prohibited, use of drones prohibited. They don't own the airspace up here. You can literally fly drones over this place, but they've got a sign saying use of drones is prohibited. That's nonsense. That's literally, they're literally making up their own rules here. We can film in a public space. They don't own the airspace, which is still a public space, and certain kinds of drones are legal to fly over facilities like this in the UK, and they've got a sign saying that it's not allowed. And I think maybe the authoritarian nature of some of the staff here is reflecting on some of their signage here, because they like to tell everyone what to do and also slaughter innocent beings in the process, and they don't like people here with cameras, you know, shining a little light on their little operation here, the little, you know, slaughtering innocent baby animals operation here. Otherwise, what's the problem with people flying a drone over a food factory? What's the problem with some cameras out the front of a food factory? I mean, as far as I know, it's completely legal to film in this country when you're on public land.
So here comes the truck that's just killed the babies. He's literally smiling like this is funny. She gets to leave this disgusting hellhole. And they'll literally be murdered.
Now they're creating a barrier, putting up pallets in front of their gate so we can't film through there, which is very interesting. Like, what's with the lack of transparency here? If everything's all fine and dandy and everything's all humane and it's just food production, why the concerted effort to stop cameras and drones and stuff? Possibly because they know what they're doing is wrong and they don't want people outside of this facility to know what goes on in here. Slaughterhouses are not nice places, and I think most people know that. You can just smell the corpses here and you can just imagine what goes on inside those walls. So we're just going to show this slaughterhouse here, that what they are saying on this sign bears no legal weight at all. It's actually just authoritarianism. Like, this is actually England, and one good thing about England is they're actually a free country in most regards, and like, they don't actually own the airspace up until Saturn above their slaughterhouse. Actually, they don't actually own any of the airspace. They own the land and not the air. Isn't that funny, eh? But they, of course, these slaughterhouse operators think they own animals, they own people, and they own the air. That's very interesting. Hey, well, we'll show them that they don't actually own the air, and we'll get this drone nice and close. Hello, officer, how are you?
Are you protesting?
No.
No.
We're raising awareness.
Okay, no. I'm just, if you just do me a favour, just stay out of the road. If you're blocking anything, just...
Nah, yeah, we're not here to block. I think...
Obviously, we've had a call. So.
Yeah, I don't know who he was. He wouldn't identify himself. And I was up at the, just in line with the private property sign. He started saying, get off the private property. And I said, well, who are you? And he said, don't...
We're all, peaceful.
Yeah, we're just here. We're raising awareness. We're not here to do anything aggravated or anything like that.
Well, obviously a bit cool. I'll have a quick chat.
No problems, mate. Thank you. That's why I like when the police arrive, because the police actually know the law. For the most part, some police officers are worse than others. They don't know what they're talking about, but most police officers actually know the laws, know we have a freedom of assembly, know we have freedom of expression, and as long as we're not doing anything aggravated, it's not actually a criminal matter. Trespass is actually a civil matter in this country unless you disrupt the business or do something outside the bounds. So anyways, we weren't trespassing. He wouldn't even tell me who he was for me to know if he's actually the owner or boss or anything like that. So he was being very obtuse. But we'll just look at this as a police officer right there. He saw the drone. Notice how there's a sign there that says use of drones is prohibited. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Are these your animals? Are they local? How old are they? Sorry? A year old. Do you feel bad taking them here? You don't care about them? You care about them? But you can't really if you're taking them here, though. You can? Do you think this is like in alignment with caring about animals? I can't. Sorry. Where did sheep come from before we started doing this? No, there's a lot here. Yeah, but don't you want them to stay alive? What happens to the mothers later? And don't they get slaughtered? Yeah, everything's got to die, but slaughter is a killing. It's not dying. Yeah, we eat plants. I'm a vegan. Yeah, but I'm just talking about you. You can't really care about them when you're doing this to them. But in there they get slaughtered, decapitated. 1 second, 1 second. Relax, mate, relax. Relax, buddy. I was going to get out of the way, just relax, be careful. You don't want to run anyone over. He said he cares about the animals, and that's the delusion that farmers have. He obviously doesn't care about them at all. I'm going to see if I can film him get unloaded from that truck. Where is he? I think he's going around this side. There he is. There he is. There's all the corpses there. There they are. I think I hit those farmers in the soft spot when I asked them if they care about their animals when they're taking them to the slaughterhouse. Anyone of sound heart and rational mind knows that these farmers do not care about animals. You cannot care about them. They might care about what their colleagues and the public think about having higher welfare standards, whatever that means, but you cannot possibly care about these beings if you've had them for a year and you take them here to be slaughtered. But farmers tell themselves lies, and it's all about decades worth of indoctrination. Here they are, here they are. Okay, they're about to come out now. So it was like 5 or 6 sheep, and he gets a paycheck. Who knows, a couple £100 per sheep. Like, they wash their hands with their animals after this. They don't walk inside the kill floor and watch their sheep be slaughtered, or these innocent beings being slaughtered. They don't go in and slaughter them themselves, do they? They just drop them off at the slaughterhouse and let the slaughterhouse do their dirty work. Back to the farm. The farm. So I'm looking at a bunch of these are skins. So as the farmer's driving out, or the animal killer is driving out, we'll just go past the dead bin. Here's the dead bin. So this is how much the farmer cares about his sheep here. That's all the sheep's entrails, stomachs, organs, throats, tongues. Yeah. Just tell him to hold up for a sec. Watch your legs, watch your feet.
Just make sure they've got the access.
Of course. Ask him to stay, so stop for 5 minutes so it's more safe.
It says only lambs on it, like with the OnlyFans.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But it would be safer if they just waited a sec. I know. No worries. Thanks, officer. Thank you for upholding the law. So now we're going to follow the big truck in. All right, here they come. It looks like this truck has about a few hundred on there. And they're local because he's driven them over in a tractor, and they probably can't go on highways with this tractor, so you know that this is from some kind of local farm around here where the sheep are out on the grass. They like to brag about the sheep being out on the grass because they're not inside a shed or factory. And then they take them to a factory to get their throats slashed open to experience the most horrifying terror. And the worst thing you can do to a sentient being, which is to take their experience away from them. And then they have the audacity to say they care about animals. Shocking. All right, here they come. Oh my God, one fell over. Look at him. They're scared of him. They're scared of him. They've probably been rounded up with a dog. and one fell over as they are coming out. So that's the bottom level. There'll be a top level too. They have no idea where they're going. They have no idea that they're about to be slaughtered. It's absolutely sadistic. When they get onto the kill floor and they smell the blood and they see corpses hanging, they'll know something's definitely not right. If anyone's seen how animals act inside a slaughterhouse, fear, nervousness, apprehension, they smell blood, they see corpses that are shaped like them. If they see that they're naturally prey animals, okay? They're prey species. So it's inbuilt into their instinct. If they see a hanging sheep with blood all over them, they're going to have the worst terror you could imagine. And I can only imagine the struggle that takes place in here. You know, we released a sheep slaughterhouse recently, and the sheep were just trying to escape for their lives. This is why I say, like, the farmers have taken the place of their natural predators. They are now the predators to these animals, and they act like they're the carers and stewards of the animals, but this is not what carers or stewards do. Carers and stewards protect animals. They don't protect their financial interest and murder animals. These sheep are likely being slaughtered, and they will likely be eaten at Easter time. Easter time, which is supposed to represent the values of Jesus Christ. That's the farmer who cares about his animals there. Easter time is supposed to be talk about the resurrection of Jesus Christ and this human being who ended up being God. This is what Christians believe. This the Holy Trinity and the Son and Father and the Holy Spirit all in one God. It's supposed to be the epitome of compassion and kindness and justice and peace, Jesus Christ. And people celebrate Easter by eating the corpse of a decapitated, terrified, innocent animal, okay? Now, call me crazy, but I think if Jesus walked the earth, he would be standing out the front here telling people to stop killing these animals. You always see Jesus holding the lamb. You don't see Jesus killing the lamb in a factory or killing thousands of lambs in a factory. I mean, truly disgusting. Now, for people who aren't Christian, basic ethics. You are sentient. Your dog is a sentient being. These sheep are sentient beings, okay? You know what it's like to suffer and to be in fear and terror and to be helpless. If you don't know, then you can try to empathize at least with the sheep's position here, and understand that this is one of the most horrific things humans do, and on a mass scale. It's clouded with secrecy and security and lack of transparency and don't fly drones, and they get away with this in a systematic and widespread way because people are not exposed to what happens on a kill floor. And that's why we jump their little fence and get through their little security and leave secret cameras in there to bring the truth out to people so they can make an educated decision based on the facts and not based on ignorance or based on propaganda or industry advertising, which deceives and makes people complicit in some horrible stuff. So this is why we advocate for veganism. Obviously veganism is just a personal protest against industries that do this kind of thing to animals. These animals need rights, protecting them from psychopaths who want to kill them and make money off of their blood and flesh. They need fundamental rights protecting them, and everyone needs to live vegan so that these places all shut down and we have an earth that doesn't have horrible slaughterhouses. And actually what this farmer was saying before about sheep wouldn't exist, well, they could exist just fine. And like he cares about sheep's existence when he's literally cutting their heads off and breeding more for money. So these animals will be perfectly fine, okay, if we didn't slaughter them. And farmers like to think that they are the source of these, they're the source of animal life on the earth. It's pure narcissism, and just stop supporting it. Stop supporting these horrible places and these people. Okay, let's have a little slaughterhouse tour here. So this big shed here is where they keep all the sheep, see? It's filled with sheep right now. And then they basically go through here, through to this holding cell, we could call it, prison, and then they get led in through here. Now that means that here is the final lairage before the kill floor, right? So this area here, what I'm showing you on the drone, is the kill floor, right here. This here is where all the entrails come out. Shocking.
Oh my gosh, there's cows on there, babe.
You see the cows in the front?
Yeah.
So you see in the front,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have all the lambs and the sheep.
Yeah.
Sorry, in the front they have the cows, in the back they have the lambs and the sheep.
Yeah.
So they go around to the lairage, they take all the sheep and the lambs off, they close it back up, and then they take the cows to Sturminster, 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
So they have both species on one truck.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do it the other way around, they go to Sturminster first with cows in the back,
And you're
sheep
right,
in
they
front.
do look like Holstein dairy cows, don't they?
Did you see she was looking out in front on the,
Yeah.
the side, black and white
She looks
dairy.
like a Holstein dairy cow.
Look how skinny they were.
So they're spent dairy cows. They always got these big hedges around, you know, for transparency. This big hedge around the slaughterhouse all the time for transparency. I'm actually looking for a security guard myself. You want to come and work for me and do security for us on this side?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Spent all your money on your camera gear, never mind the
No.
SAA license.
On this big pole here, I knew they put up the pallets for transparency, so I thought I'd get a bigger pole. What do you reckon? Some tasty lamb come out of here? Smelling that decomposing lamb flesh all day is got to be tough. Whereabouts the kill floor? Is it down the back there near the lairage? Hello everyone. Oh, you got 70 people now, that's good. How long did this finish?
Since
Wow.
6 this morning. It's had
3
about
hours.
70 to 100 the whole time, so it's not been too bad. Not been too bad.
Yeah, I had lots of questions. We had this guy Jack. He's a son of a farmer. He come in a bit trolly, but now he's talking.
How can we make a better farm? Because I love farming with the animals and take care of them.
You can
Yeah.
make a sanctuary, Jack.
A better farm is one where you don't take the animals to be slaughtered. That's how you take care of animals. You don't farm them either. You probably just rescue them from people who are going to kill them and offer them actual sanctuary and actually care for them and don't send them to places like this. They've stacked up pallets so people can't see in here.
If nothing bad happened, they would just be like, yeah, come on in, have a tour.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see this kind of security at a strawberry farm. You can
Yeah.
just walk in whenever you want. No one really cares.
Yeah, as long as you don't step on the strawberries, it's all good. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know, you can see the way that the farmers act when they're dropping their animals off. Obviously, they know why we're here, and they know deep down that, you know, it's not right. Now, they might, when they're around the other farming community, they have all the lies they told themselves after years of indoctrination, which I do understand how deep ingrained indoctrination is, and it, like, you know, it takes over your mind and things like that. They don't see these sheep as sentient beings; they see them as units of production. But when someone comes with a mirror at a slaughterhouse and shines it in their face, they start trying to justify how they care about animals. You know, it would be actually, it's very dishonest, and it would be actually better if these farmers were just completely flat out honest and said, look, we don't care about these sheep, we care about welfare as much as it serves our financial interests, and we care about the money we make from slashing their heads off of their shoulders, and we care about eating their corpses, and we care about, you know, telling everyone that we're a farmer and we're stewards of the land and stewards of the animals, when really they're predators of the animals who slash their head off for money, and they don't care about animals, they don't care about the land, because they're destroying and decimating the land. This country used to have trees all over it, and most of the plant production and is being used to feed these animals, and they talk about like the destructive nature of plant farming, and then you go through the plant farming areas and it's just stacks of tons of hay to harvest and feed to cows to get a small morsel of calories, while they're slashing cows' heads off in terror facilities where they're drowning in their own blood. And then they got the audacity to sit here with a truck full of 1-year-old sheep and tell us that they care about animals, and the public lap it up. They lap it up. And of course we're going to be hated for speaking the truth about this. Anyone out there who's eating animals can at least admit that the people who send them to slaughterhouses do not care about them. So why do they have to lie?
Yeah.
Why do they have to lie about that? Ask yourself that. It's because they don't want to act like they don't care. They don't want the public to think, oh, you know, actually we don't care about animals. They don't want the public to be like, well, wait a second, I thought you cared about these. They don't want that bad negative publicity. They want to promote the idea that they're kind to their animals and they actually care. They like them. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. The way they treat them is obvious because they end up here.
Yeah.
All right, they end up here, and that tells you everything you need to know. So it looks like they do like a lot of processing here too. Like they do the slaughter on one side, and then they must process and package on the other side, because this is quite a big area here, probably for processing, and that's where you see the other trucks coming to pick up all the flesh and distribute it to supermarkets. A lot of people, they actually don't make that connection between the slaughterhouse and the supermarket. They walk through into a supermarket and lose that connection with the slaughterhouse. Like, wait a second, because when you walk into a supermarket, all you see is this advertising, and you see meat packaged how you're used to seeing it, but you have to connect the dots. Hello, ma'am. That's not a dead body in there, is it?
Pardon?
That's not a dead body in there, is it?
Yeah.
It is a slaughterhouse, isn't it? If you want to do any undercover work, let me know. Make a bit of extra money for yourself. Let me know if they don't treat you right here. Send me an email, let me know, and maybe we can get you working for the animals.
I've been for the past 60 years. Think about that.
Yeah, you worked at the slaughterhouse for 60 years? Or what do you do for, like, work with animals? What do you mean? Huh? You're a farmer?
Was, yeah.
What animals? Sheep?
All of them.
Pigs?
Yep.
Oh, really? And chickens?
Yep.
Whereabouts? Around here?
Yep.
And you're retired now? Still farm?
Yep.
Oh, yeah? And do you send them here?
Might do.
Might do. Oh, yeah. So you don't send the pigs here, obviously. Send them where? Gas chamber?
I can't tell you that. You know I can't tell you that.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
You can tell me that. Because it's not against the law what you're doing. Ah.
Yes, I've been with animals over my life.
And do you have inside pigs? Indoor pigs?
Some are, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And how do you feel about that? Fine?
Yeah.
Don't care about it, really?
It's business.
Business? Good money? Or up and down?
Up and down.
Pigs a bit more than, pigs and chickens probably getting a bit more than...
It's so-so.
Oh, yeah. And have you seen the gas chamber?
Yeah.
And what do you think about that?
It is what it is.
Not nice?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So you watched the footage?
I've seen all sorts.
But the footage in the UK particularly? Yeah. Do you know who got that footage?
Probably you.
Yeah. Yeah, first in the UK to get that footage out. In Manchester. And now we did another one at Cranswick in Watton. So, yeah, there's about 9 gas chambers here in the UK actually. And they torture the pigs in there. The CO2 gas tortures them. Yeah. Tortures them, they scream and suffer and shit all over themselves. When you actually go in the gas chamber to set the cameras up, you can see all the shit caked all across the cages, because they obviously shit themselves out of fear. And then, yeah, so what do you think about that? Do you think about it? You don't care? Well, you know, not many people can say that really, because at least some farmers I talk to prefer humane slaughter or something like this, some aspect of that.
It's all done as humanely as possible, I know, but it's the best you can do.
Okay. I mean, I've got a better option.
It doesn't suit everybody's opinion,
No.
and you were entitled to yours as I'm entitled to mine. But there you go.
Your opinion's going to be kind of shaped by your financial interest, though. You have a very vested interest in killing animals, and no, a vested interest. I mean, like you make money from killing them, yeah, raising them and killing them.
Yeah, you lose a lot of money raising them.
You lose a lot of money raising them, but you do get a lot of subsidies.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. They cut your subsidies.
Come on, it's been on the news.
Yeah, but not. I don't think they cut all the subsidies that you get.
And they cut quite a lot.
Quite a lot. Good. Good for the animals.
Is it?
Yeah. Cutting subsidies, making sure that basically, if you look at a free market, the government shouldn't really be supplementing unnecessary, needless products like bacon.
Why is it needless?
Because it's needless because we don't need to eat it for our health or we don't need it to survive. It's needless.
No.
There's no need for it. Taste, which is trivial. Do you eat your pigs?
Yeah.
You do? Are they good?
Yeah.
Tasty?
Yeah.
And if you're with them all the time, are you with the pigs all the time? Like you go in there,
Yeah.
you tend to your own pigs, and then they come back chopped up.
I don't look at them as pets.
You don't?
No.
How do you look at them?
It's a product.
As a product? Okay. Yeah, that's what I know that. Yeah, I know farm. So you don't lie like other farmers and say they care about their animals and then.
Oh, no. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I care about that. I want them to be healthy. I want them to do what they do for me. But
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stand there and cry about them when they're
Going to slaughter. Yeah. So can you treat someone as a product and then care about them as well?
Yeah.
But they're a product.
Mm.
But they go to slaughter
Yeah.
and get chopped up into pieces.
Yeah.
So your idea of care is different to like most people's idea of care.
Yeah.
Because care couldn't involve sending them to a gas chamber to shit all over themselves in fear and die.
Well, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
And with the piglets, the runts, do you smash their heads on the ground?
Don't send piglets on.
You don't have piglets, so you get them at a certain age and you grow them.
Our piglets are bred on.
Sorry?
Our piglets are bred on. We don't bring them in.
Oh, so you just got mums. Oh, you do the breeding. Oh yeah, and then after a while, you send the mums to the gas chamber, right?
Yeah.
And you eat those mums,
Yeah.
like sausages and. So, who makes the sausages for you?
Good question.
Yeah, you don't make them yourself. The slaughterhouse does it for you. Wow. So you're basically just exploiting the mothers for the piglets, send the piglets off, and then you.
I'm just making a living, same as
Making a
everybody
living?
else.
Yeah, I mean, everyone can make a living. You're making a living right now, not killing.
True.
Yeah, you just also make a living killing. Yeah, yeah. So, would you let me come onto your farm to do some filming?
No.
Why not?
Would you let me walk in your front room?
No, you say you got a business. This is your business. It's not your house. Or is it?
Would you let me walk in your front room?
No. Well, if I had a factory where I was.
That wasn't the question. Would you let me walk in your front room?
I'm not asking to go in your front room. I'm asking to go into your business facility. Do you sleep with the pigs in?
That's my front room.
In your front? No, it's not. Wait a second. Your pigs are in your home dwelling.
No. Don't twist me words. You know what I'm saying.
You said, would you let me in your front room?
Yeah. As in.
Like my house?
Yeah. Would you let
Well,
me in your
no, my house is not a business operation with the pigs in there.
It is. But it is a business operation.
No, it's not.
What are you doing now?
Well, it's not a business. This is like raising awareness.
Which is a business.
No, business is purely for financial gain.
And what's this for?
Raising awareness
Of what?
of animal issues. To try to persuade people not to eat animals, to try to destroy this industry.
Basically, you need a time machine to pop back to talk to the Neanderthal man, mate.
Do you think what you do is consistent with what the Neanderthals did in a survival situation?
Probably better.
Better,
Mm.
maybe.
Let's face it, they kill for anything.
Do you use farrowing crates for the mums?
I have done.
Yeah. What do you think about farrowing crates, keeping them in there?
Nah, I don't like it, but sometimes needs must.
You think you need to put them in the crates?
Sometimes
What for?
mothers can be quite aggressive.
In what way?
To their own.
So it's to stop them from killing their own piglets. Never heard that one before. Yeah. So there wouldn't be pigs if they kept eating their own piglets. So he puts them in the cage for the interest of the piglets, to stop the mothers from killing their piglets. But then he'll send the piglets off to be killed, and then he'll kill the mother. So, I mean, it's just one of those things that farmers say. They'll say they keep them in this cage where they can't turn around, and they go kind of crazy in this cage, biting the bars, suffering. It's like it's literal, like torture, what they do to these mothers in these cages for 5 weeks at a time. They can't even tend to their piglets. Usually they will build a nest, and they will have their babies in a nest, and then if they roll over, they don't crush their piglets because there's soft bedding underneath them. But in a farrowing crate, there's just grates and shit and hard ground, and then the farmer will come along and say, well, we do that for the animals. We do that so they don't kill their own babies, because the animals are actually the ones who are aggressive killers, and we are just doing what we can to care for their piglets by caging them and then slaughtering them all. I do get quite annoyed when farmers try to pass off causing extreme suffering and killing to animals as doing it in the animal's interests. I prefer his attitude before, which is like, I don't really care and they're a product, because that's the truth. And I do get less annoyed when someone speaks the truth, even as psychotic and as wrong I think it is. It's better than lying to people. Just tell them you view them as products. But then he then followed that up with a lie, which is I care about them. But then he coated that lie with truth, which is I care about what they can provide for me. So it was a kind of, he flipped the care thing onto what they can do for him, which is more in alignment with the truth. So he'd been farming for 60 years. He works as a security guard at a slaughterhouse and sends his animals here and doesn't want me to come to his farm because he said, would you want someone in your front room? Well, that's my house. No, you have a business with pigs in sheds on your property, and yeah, a farm is a business. Farmers do farm tours all the time, all right? And it's actually in the public interest, right, to see what happens in these facilities, because farmers and these organisations, welfare meat organisations, lie to the public and give, you know, cool stories about how they treat their animals well. But even if he did let me on his farm, I bet you it would be in a lot different condition if I went there without his knowledge. This is a slaughterhouse here. You probably don't want to go here. They slaughter animals here, so you might be at the wrong place. Is it the right place? No? She must be at the right place. Here comes the truck. Let's follow him, man. This is the truck that was just at the slaughterhouse. They've got dairy cows in there. We're going to follow them to the slaughterhouse.